Hey everyone, it's Unlikely Hero. So I'm back with some more Monster Archer and I'm going to enter the tournament. So here we go. So that's grade E. As I said before, I don't know how successful this is going to be. Slimeson is still a very young monster. He hasn't had a huge amount of training yet. So I'm not expecting this to go particularly well. You and me both, Colt. Just move a little closer to the screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, great. So this may not seem significant to you if you've never played the game before and if you've never had trouble with this particular monster, but so Slimeson has been matched up for the first round against Oakleyman, who I have always had trouble with. Every tournament seems to have one monster that's just a bit more powerful than the others, and in grade E, it's Oakleyman. So I suppose it's good to get him out of the way first, but this could be a problem. I mean, it might be that Slimeson is fast enough to deal with this, but we'll see. I'm actually not even sure I remember the controls for telling Slimeson what to do in the tournament, so this could be very exciting. I apologise in advance if this ends up being ridiculous. Okay, so here we go. I'm so glad that didn't hit, because that attack is actually a nightmare. Genuinely find it a bit nerve-wracking fighting this guy, because, yeah, that's why. His attacks are strong. He's not the fastest monster, but when he hits you, he hits you. Like I said, I'm not expecting to win against Oakleyman, and I'm not expecting to do massively well in this tournament. I will describe some more of the mechanics of the battles to you guys, but I will do it when I'm not fighting Oakleyman, because I feel like I need to concentrate a little bit for this guy. Okay, so I've definitely lost against Oakleyman. But that's okay, I really wasn't... To be honest, I expected him to use that straight punch attack once and just completely knock out Slimeson. I would not have been surprised, because he is actually... For a rank E monster, he fights more like a rank D one. I hope that this tournament will fit into one video. I'm pretty certain it should, because none of the fights are actually that long. Okay, so this next monster, I have no idea how to pronounce its name, I'm afraid, but I also tend to have difficulties with this one. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here, where I'm saying that I want to give Slimeson advice, that basically does just mean that I control him in the fight. You don't have to control your monster, but especially earlier on in the game, I prefer to. Okay, so... Oh, this might be alright. We'll see. The other thing to look at is the guts down at that bottom meter there, near where it says my monster's attacks. Basically, each attack costs guts. And the guts will replenish over time, but if you haven't got any guts, then you can't do an attack. And some monsters will use attacks that actually get rid of some of the guts, so they'll prevent you from attacking, which is a nightmare. The other thing, you might have seen the word foolery pop up where Slimeson's attack name is. And basically foolery is something a monster does more commonly if it's not very loyal. So early on in training, that's a common thing. And it basically just means instead of attacking, they'll have a moment of confusion where they just won't do anything. And they're quite vulnerable at that time as well, because you can't get them to attack. And they're also, I think, less likely to dodge. I'm not sure how close that was until he slapped Slimeson, but this isn't going quite as badly as I thought it would, though. I know I'm saying that having lost both matches so far, but to me, at least, those two monsters are the two most difficult in the Rank E tournament. So, hopefully, I might do a little better against some of these other guys. Okay, so now I've got Lontar. Give Slimeson advice again. I'm definitely going to be giving him advice for this whole tournament because, as I said, it's so early on. So also, different moves have a different range from which you can use them. So you see that when I get in close, I can only use Stab, and when I move back here, I can use Whip. The two other attack slots are empty. Slimeson doesn't currently have any... all his attacks at the moment are quite close range, but later he may gain some new moves which will be long range. It's definitely helpful to have a variety of different moves when it comes to the range from which you can use them. That's the other thing you can do. You can knock back the enemy monster. It's not an attack, it just gives you a bit of breathing room and can also be good if you want to use a longer ranged attack. I might have won that one. Oh yes, get in, fella. Yeah, Slimeson is still a little undertrained for this tournament. So that's why that match was so close and why I've lost the previous two. Usually I would train a new monster potentially for a whole in-game year, maybe even a little longer, to get it ready for the Rank E tournament. Which sounds a bit extreme, but it's really not. So this monster I find to be quite fast, but not very strong. Doesn't have much health points at all, really. So if you can get some good hits in, you can usually take care of this one quite easily. But it is fast, so it can be difficult to dodge it. Oh, don't know what happened there. Sound went a little bit funny. Hopefully that doesn't affect the video too much. Who knows, maybe I'll go for the knockout on this one. Haven't got any guts at the moment though. That got very close. As I said, this monster is quite fast. And if you are unable to dodge, it will do a lot of damage because even though its attacks aren't massively powerful, it will just keep on hitting you. Which is actually kind of the tactic I want to use with Slimeson at the moment. You know, his attack isn't that powerful, but I'm hoping to make it so that he's almost impossible to dodge at this point. I haven't really looked at how the other monsters are doing. I don't think there's any chance of me winning this tournament, having lost 2 matches already, but I might place okay, we'll see. I might still get some prize money, which would be good at this point. Okay, so Nats, again, is quite a fast monster. He is quite a hard hitter for rank E, but he has next to no life points at all. So if you can land some good hits on him, you can take him out. You can also see there's, just above the guts, there's a hit percent, which is how likely my monster is to land his attack, which can be quite useful to know. If I increase his skill, his hit percent will go up as well, but the hit percent does also depend on the speed of the enemy monster, so with Nats being quite a fast monster, Slimeson's hit percent will be lower for Nats than it would be for a slower monster. Okay, should really be a bit careful here. The temptation is to try and go in and knock out Nats, but I think I'll only go into attack if I think he's getting... Okay, it was fine. So actually, while it might seem a bit brutal, actually knocking out your enemy will increase your monster's fame, which is something that I'll talk about a bit more at the end of the tournament, which will be very soon. So let's see. I don't know if I will have placed in a... Oh, okay. It looks like actually I might end up in a tiebreaker. There are a few monsters here whose scores are tied, so I'm not sure how it will decide it, to be honest. We'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, so I've got to fight Nats again. Oh, we are actually coming quite close to the end of my video, so I'm hoping I've got time to do this match. Otherwise, I might just have to pause it and then start another video for this. God, Nats is not messing around this time, is he? Okay, that's that then. So that might actually mean... That should mean I've won the tournament, I believe. Which is pretty rad. Okay, so I have just won the tournament, but due to time limits, I'm going to have to end it here, and I'll talk about the end of the tournament in the next video, so see you in a minute.